What is up everyone, Timothy here, aka Fan21, bring you Season 10 of the Burn Tower Draft League. Last season we played in Ante, I honestly can't even remember how well we did. I believe we got into the redemption bracket and pretty easily made sure we did not relegate, if I remember correctly. This season I've entered the Celebi division, and Celebi is the odd one out, I'd say. You have Raiko and Suicune for the Beldex competition, you have Ho-Oh Lugia and Shadow Lugia for the Netdex competitions, and Celebi is always a wild card, and this season the wild card was interesting enough for me to say that I wanted to jump in there, put Entei on hold for a season, and just try my luck in Celebi. This season Celebi is the AAA division, or the almost any ability. Basically it's a Netdex competition where you can where you basically say the normal abilities on a Pokemon are no longer valid, and you pick and choose 2 abilities per Pokemon that you can use throughout the competition. So basically good Pokemon get better and bad Pokemon get usable. And this season we had 110 points to pick and choose a Pokemon, and I don't know for how long, finally got a top 8 pick in the draft. So yeah, I got 5th out of 16. That was pretty much amazing, because I feel like every time I play in the Burn Tower Draft League I get a bottom 8th pick, but this season I got the 5th pick, so that was pretty nice. And yeah, let's just jump in and see what my first pick is overall this season. We got Helios aka Volcarona for 16 points. I was amazed that this thing is even allowed in this competition. Volcarona of course has that one big weakness in rocks, basically forcing it to always run heavy duty boots. But imagine there is a ability that only lets you take damage from direct attacks. So hazards, poison, burn, all that kind of stuff is null and void. It's not doing any damage to you. That ability is Magic Guard, and giving Volcarona Magic Guard is criminal. It's almost insane, because like I said, you take away its big weakness to Stealth Rocks. But not only that, once it has Magic Guard, Life Orb damage is also not applied. You do get the boost, you just don't take the damage. So basically you give Volcarona a free Life Orb, and after a setup this thing hits just incredibly hard. After a Quiver Dance from that base 135 special attack, it doesn't even always need the Quiver Dance, because it just hits incredibly hard. I decided on Storm Drain as the other ability, because Storm Drain takes away its weakness to water type moves, and also gives it a boost once it gets hit by a water type move. So basically free setup. And the great part is both Magic Guard and Storm Drain will not show that it's the ability until it basically comes into play. So if I get hit by a water type move and I don't take any damage, you know it's Storm Drain. But if I switch in with Magic Guard, you don't know if it's Magic Guard. I can also run heavy duty boots with Storm Drain. So basically I make sure every time you play against Volcarona, it's a guessing game. And hopefully once you figure out which one of the 2 sets I bring, it's already too late. And I'd say too, I can do more with Magic Guard and Storm Drain than just boot Storm Drain or Life Orb Magic Guard, of course, but I'm not willing to give away all too much. So yeah, that's the two main sets you'll probably be seeing this season, but there still are some other sets that might be viable depending on the opponent. So yeah, after Volcarona, fun fact, in the ladder for almost any ability on Showdown, Volcarona is in Ubers. So yeah, I got an Ubers Mon. Pretty funny. So yeah, next Mon, I had to wait quite a couple of turns, 22 to, no, 20? Around 20 picks, at least. But somewhere between 20 and 22, let's say it like that. I had to wait, and after Volcarona, a great special breaker, I decided to pick up a Pokemon that can break on the physical side, so I have my breakers all sorted out. So my next Pokemon is... Zeus, aka Landorus Therian. With Aerolate and Terravolt, I basically make sure Landorus will always and every time hit very hard. One of the big downsides of Lando T, in my opinion, is the fact that Landorus does not have any good flying step. It has Fly, which has a charge turn and is 90% accurate. Any other flying type moves I am not aware of on this thing, so giving it Aerolate just makes a lot of sense. It has moves like Body Press and Facade, Body Slam and Facade, sorry, that get boosted by Aerolate with 20% and also get that stab bonus from it. So basically Body Slam gets up to 96 base power because of Aerolate, and it hits incredibly hard. On the other hand, I have Terravolt, and Terravolt is something I've remembered from the MMDL. There I run Crocodile, and Crocodile really needed something like Mold Breaker, and for stall forms I went with Terravolt on Landorus Therian, because in this metagame you have a lot of Pokemon that are ground weak, that run either Earth Ether or Levitate, and that's annoying basically for any ground type Pokemon, just like Landorus that wants to break. So yeah, if Landorus hits a Pokemon with Earth Ether or with Levitate or another ability that makes it so my ground type moves will not hit or hit with lower damage, Terravolt will negate that, and yeah, I basically am able to click Earthquake against everything. And I mean, for 14 points this is pretty decent. I mean, okay, its speed is 91, so it's not the fastest, but it hits just incredibly hard with with base attack of 145. Decently bulky, 98, 89, 90 and 80, so it can take a hit. It does not have Intimidate, of course, so physical moves are are hitting a bit harder, but I mean, with just the two weaknesses to Water and Ice, I can manage. But yeah, after Landorus I wanted speed, because base 100 and base 91 meant I would have a hard time outspeeding without any form of setup or help like Choice Scarf, so I wanted speed, and of course the Pokemon I wanted, Meowscarada, got sniped just before me. Thank you, Brooks, if you're watching. But yeah, I had a backup, and in hindsight it might have been the wrong backup, but I mean, in the end I am happy that I've picked it, and so yeah, let's see what it is. we got Gaia the Hisuian Electrode for 13 points. Why is this 13 points while regular Electrode was, I believe, something like 2 or 3 points? Well, this Pokemon has grass typing. Yeah, that's the only reason I could come up with. Because basically everything else is the same. It gets grass stab with like Energy Ball and Giga Drain. So, yeah. But going, let's have a look at the abilities Hydron Engine and Refrigerate. Hydron Engine means I set up Electric Terrain, boosting its electric moves by a 50% if I'm not mistaken, and it also gives the Pokemon that sets up the terrain, in this case Hisuian Electrode, a 33.3% boost to its special attack, I believe. Which is nice because, let's be honest, besides its speed stat, Electrode kinda needs it to get that boost because base 80 special attack is meh. So yeah, basically I got the speed that I wanted and a little bit more than that. But everything else is kind of lacking, so I won't be surprised if Hisuian Electrode gets swapped out somewhere this season. But yeah, everything over 120 base speed is already taken, so if I'm gonna swap out Hisuian Electrode, something needs to come basically has to be dropped from another code. So I'm gonna keep my eyes open for any transactions, and if it's a good swap, Hisuian Electrode probably gets dropped. But for now, with Hydron Engine and Refrigerate, Hisuian Electrode might make an appearance or two. I went with Refrigerate because with Grass and Electric Stab, I cannot touch Grass types. Basically, that's it. So yeah, Refrigerate to touch, to be able to kill Grass types. Everything else I hit for at least neutral damage. So that's nice. Yeah. Funny story, 150 is not even the highest stat that a Pokemon on my team has. So yeah, you just break your pretty little heads while we jump to pick number 4. There we go. We have Aphrodite, aka Latias. This is not the Pokemon with the higher, above 150 stat, by the way. But I wanted Latios for its offensive premises, of course, but it was already taken. But Latias is a Pokemon that will definitely do in its stat. Like I said, it hits a little bit less hard because 110 base special attack over 130. I mean, of course, it's hitting a little bit less hard, but it can take a hit much better. It normally has 6 weaknesses. 3 out of the Dragon typing, Ice, Dragon and Fairy, and 3 out of the Psychic typing, Bug, Ghost and Dark. But with Purifying Salt, I take away the Ghost weakness, which is already nice. Ground is also in here as a immunity. That's because it normally has Levitate. But yeah, I couldn't get rid of that part, so it's whatever. But yeah, Purifying Salt takes away the Ghost weakness and also makes it so Latias cannot get statused. No burns, no poisons, which is pretty nice, especially when you think of the possibilities with Latias for setup. Agility, Calm Mind, weakness policies. Yeah, makes it very hard to get rid of Latias and stop it from snowballing out of control, because stored powers are possible. If my opponent has a strong or a stab Sucker Punch in the back, I can always go for a Psychic Surge. Setting up Psychic Terrain, it's touching the ground because it does not have Levitate. So yeah, Psychic Surge will boost my my Psychic type moves by 50% as well, so that's nice. And I'm not sure if Latios gets Expanding Force, but it's gonna be fun to use if it has that. So yeah, at this point I have started drafting a bit more Pokemons. But with my first 4 picks I already went over half my points total. 58 out of 110, so yeah. I need to slow down a little bit, but just a little bit. So my next pick is something, like I said, that's going to be a bit more bulky offensive. So let's see what it is. And it's Poseidon the Milotic. Like I said, a bit more bulky. 125 special defense and 95 HP makes this thing a special wall and a half. And like every bulky water type in this format, or at least almost every bulky water type, it has Regenerator now. So yeah, good luck getting rid of any water type at all. But yeah, I have Hisuian Electrodes, so yay. With Regenerator I can switch out, get a third of my HP back when I swap back in, so it's going to be very hard to take it out. But also I gave it Fluffy. Fluffy doubles your defenses, but gives you a fire weakness. I am a water type, so a fire weakness is the least of my worries. Because it becomes neutral basically, and doubling its defenses while already having incredibly high special defenses and very workable HP makes it so this thing is very hard to remove, especially if you think of the fact that Milotic gets moves like Recover. Like I said, bulky offense, it has base 100 special attack, so its special hits are decent, probably doing some decent damage into something. So yeah, Milotic is not only going to be able to stop my opponents from breaking through my team, but also dealing a fair bit of amount of damage back. And for just 9 points, this was probably a steal in my opinion. It has to prove itself, of course, in the battles, but for now I am very glad I've got Poseidon on my team. Curious if someone already got the naming theme for this season. It's kind of a dead giveaway, I think, after Lando T and this, but yeah. Let me know down below if you've already caught it, and yeah, if you comment down below, I know you have listen to the things I've said, so yeah, that's pretty funny. So yeah, next up, I decided I wanted something more bulky. So yeah, I got something with more bulk. Hephaestus the Fortress, 7 points. And Fortress and any steel bug type or bug steel type is incredibly defensive because it only has a single weakness in fire. Only downside is it's a quadruple weakness to fire. So how stupid is it that since Gen 9 there is an ability that not only takes away your fire weakness but also doubles your defenses. With Well-Baked Body, Fortress does not have any weaknesses. It has 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 immunities or resistances, and already a base defense of 140. Yeah, Fortress is going to be annoying to get rid of as well, and base 90 attack. It's going to do at least some damage with every hit it any physical hit. Besides that, it has body press, so a fighting type move that deals damage using your defensive stat instead of your offensive stat. Ooh boy. Well-baked body, and the other move or ability is stamina, so every time it gets hit by a physical move, it gets a +1 boost in its defenses. Basically, for me, this feels like a Mudsdale on steroids. It has rapid spin, so I can get rid of hazards. It has basically almost every hazard in the book. It has stealth rock spikes and T-spikes. Only thing it doesn't have is sticky webs. I can live with that, honestly. So yeah. Hazard removal, check. Physical defense, check. Great Wall, check. Rooney. But yeah, like I said, I am not done with bulk. I want more bulk, and like I said, there is a Pokemon with a higher stat than 150 from Hisuian Electrode, and it hasn't been revealed yet, so I believe it's time for that reveal. Now shall we? Hera, aka Blissey. The Blissey entered the chat. 255 HP and base 135 special defense. This thing is very bulky on the special side. And with its normal typing, it only has a single weakness to fighting type moves, which is great. What's the downside to Blissey? And yeah, that's basically why it's 7 points. Its defense is base 10. Yeah, it's not great, is it? So yeah, I run Unaware Blissey, so any special setup is not gonna work against me, because Blissey is just basically fun. Huh? You set up? I haven't noticed that. And the other ability is Marvel Skill. When you get status, your defenses get a 50%. Your physical defense gets a 50% boost. I've run some calcs, and with Marvel Skill, Blissey suddenly, where it normally gets O-code by a move, it can get 3-hit KO'd now because of Marvel Skill. So yeah, really fun to see if Blissey is going to work the way I want it to. It has workable 75 special attack, so yeah, this is never gonna use a physical move besides Seismic Toss. But yeah, base 75 special attack, great special bulk. Yeah, Blissey is also a Pokemon I'm really looking forward to. So also, this is another wall that can keep itself healthy. Blissey gets soft-boiled, Milotic gets recover, and yeah, I can keep my walls pretty healthy if I want them to. So yeah, defensively I'm looking pretty good. With my 7th pick, I had to wait again for a turn or 20, so yeah, with just 29 points left, I was on the wealthier side of the draft. A lot of coaches around this point in the draft, because you had to draft between 9 and 11 months, already were committed to going top heavy, and I decided I'm just gonna pick Pokemon that I think are funny to use in this format. So a lot of snipes happened, so in the end I decided for my 8th pick to pick up something. How do I say this? Maybe unconventional? Let me just show you. Chaos, aka Muk, for just a single point. This is a war crime and I will stand by it. Muk for a single point. This thing has base 500 BST. An attack, a HP stat of 105 and a special defense of 100. I now have 3 incredible walls that share no common weaknesses. On the special side, I cannot be broken down now. I decided to give Muk Earth Ether, because like I said, a lot of Pokemon with the ground type weakness benefit from Earth Ether, Levitate and all that. And I decided if Muk is going to be a great wall, it needs a way of healing itself. It has Drain Punch, which is decent, but it's not reliable recovery, because you can switch out into something that resists Drain Punches or basically is immune to Drain Punches. So yeah, Earth Ether, unless my opponent has Mold Breaker or Terra Volt or Turbo Blaze, you cannot hit me with a ground type move, basically making me only weak to Psychic. But there are also weeks that I want to poison, things that normally cannot be poisoned. So Corrosion is the other way to go, basically making it so every time I click Toxic, something gets poisoned, and it's no matter what, Steel types, Poison types, it's all getting poisoned. So like I said, Muk for 1 point is a war crime. I will die on this hill, and I will make everyone known that Muk is much better than a 1 pointer. So yeah, I got a steal. I'm not gonna complain about that. I am gonna complain for my boy Muk, because it deserves so much more love. And yeah, I feel like Muk is my go-to Pokemon for a poison type lately. But it has its reason, because Muk is great. Doesn't mean the rest of the team isn't great. For example, my next pick. Aries, aka Excadrill. I wanted another spinner, and Excadrill fitted the bill. With Search Server, it does not need sand. It can combine very well with Hisuian Electrodes, Hadron Engine, and double its speed like it was in a Sandstorm. It's another breaker, because base 135 means I can hit incredibly hard. But it is also weak to ground, one of its 4 weaknesses, so I decided to give it Levitate as its second ability, because yeah, either Search Server or Levitate is fine. I could give it Mold Breaker as well. Now that I say it, I might change it later on in the season, but for now it's fine. The main reason is I did not have a rock switch in. And Excadrill double resist rocks. Sorry. And with Volcarona being my only rock weakness, yeah, I really needed it. Also, I had a... I didn't have a flying resist yet. I also didn't have a flying weakness yet, but I always want to have at least 2 resistances to all typings. So my first rock and my first flying resist in Excadrill, also giving me a spinner, more stealth rocks options, great breaker, yeah. I felt like I could just not go wrong with Excadrill. As you can see, I now have 9 Pokemon and 16 points left. Yeah, that means I am definitely not done yet. My plan was to go for Excadrill, because I did not have a Dark type yet, and I do need a Dark resist because of Latias. But Tyranitar also got sniped, one of many. But I got a very good Dark type in return, and it is... Hades, aka Bisharp. At this point in the draft, I had 2 options. Or, well, I created multiple options, but I've narrowed it down to 2. Bisharp and my next Pokemon, or King Gambit in Hitmonchan. Guess what got sniped Hitmonchan. Out of all the Pokemon, I got sniped on a Hitmonchan, and all the other 3-point fighting type Pokemon were just not sufficient enough for me. Hitmonchan fitted the bill perfectly, and everything else just didn't. But with Hades, I have a Dark Resist because it's a Dark type. I have a Rock Resist because of the Steel typing, and a Fly. And my Dark Resist as well. It does leave me weak to fighting though. With a 4 times weakness, of course Latias can cover for it. But I found out, if you click Sucker Punch Libero, you become a pure Dark type. Basically taking away my 4 times weakness to fighting and lower it to 2 times weak. Also, I know Bisharp is a great Pokemon from another league that I ran. It was a Terra Captain back then, but basically knockoff doesn't do all that much. So I might change filter to Sticky Hold or something later in the season, but who knows? Because it wants to hold a Eviolite and base 100 defense and base 70 special defense. Make this thing not only basically pretty bulky with an Eviolite, with base 125 it can hit incredibly hard because it was designed to be a final stage evolution. So yeah, for 4 points, great pickup, and that meant, yeah, with 12 points, of course, I am getting another Pokemon. So my final and last Pokemon is going to be... Cerberus, the Lycanroc. It's Lycanroc Day form, by the way. Lycanroc Day form over Dusk form. It has 2 points more in speed and 2 points less in attack. Where normally Lycanroc Dusk shines because of its Tough Claws ability, it loses it because you cannot use any native ability on a Pokemon. So Muk, for example, could not run Stench, Poison Touch, Sticky Hold. And Lycanroc, the daytime form, could not run Sand Rush and all those. So I decided to give it Tough Claws, because that is what makes Lycanroc Dusk better than Lycanroc Day form. So basically every contact move gives me a 30% boost, including Accelerock. I have a base 115 Step Accelerock, and Rock type priority is great. It is super effective against Ice, Flying, Bug, Fire, Ice, Flying, Bug. I would thought Rock was super effective to 5, but I got that all wrong. So yeah, it has great priority. It can hit incredibly hard, and yeah. The other ability is Guard Dog. I cannot be swapped out by moves like Roar or Dragon Tail. And if I get intimidated, I don't go -1, I go +1, which is great. Basically giving me a free boost in my attack is always nice. So yeah, I think Lycanroc is a great way of rounding out the team. And yeah, with these stats, I am pretty happy. The type chart is including all the abilities. So yeah, like I said, I want for every type of Pokemon at least 2 resists. I have Fortress. For the fire type I have 3, so that's great. I have plenty of normal type resists. I don't have a ghost type, which I normally draft, so might not be optimal, but we'll see. Anything I am low against. I now have 3 flying resistances, so that's great. 2 rock resistances, and like I said, just the 1 dark resist, but I also only have 1 Pokemon weak to dark, so kinda balances out, I feel like. And look at the stats. Great physical, even though Blissey is Taking that average down, physical attack. Physical defense is, yeah, that's just basically taking a hit because of Blissey. I have Fortress, I have Bisharp, Fluffy Milotic. Muk doesn't need all that much investment in its special defense normally, so it can take a physical hit. My special attack is pretty decent. Latias, Volcarona, Milotic, all hitting pretty hard, and my special defense is just insane. So yeah, this is the team that I'm gonna start off with, and I hope that this team can do some great things in the future. We'll have to see. So let me know down below how hyped you are for this season and what you think of this team. Is it gonna do well or is it just gonna flop? Yeah. Next week is going to be week 1 and I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, I hope to see you all then. Until then, be good for yourself and yeah, hopefully see you all next week. Bye!